Welcome to the I Don't Know courtroom. Defendant Samir Majeed is back to defend his douchebag views. He claims and stands by his position that in dating, it's the women who are winning.
Welcome to episode 7 of I Don't Know. We promised a spice, and the spice is finally here.
Spice is here.
We're here with my other brother today, Amit. We had Samir's perspective last time, and we thought we'd bring him on. Now a married man.
Married man's perspective.
Married man's perspective. So welcome.
Thank you. Good to be here.
Friends of the pod.
Friends of the pod. And then we have a very familiar face of the pod.
The viral face.
The viral face of the pod.
Samir.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
That's right. I'm back, baby. It feels good to be back. I know you're challenging some of my positions. That won't go well for you.
We'll see.
But it is good to be back over here and see familiar faces again.
I mean, you see me daily, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I know.
Good point.
I know everyone's surprised we didn't ban him since the last time. But no, he's here to bring his unique Samir perspective.
Yeah.
He is our most watched video.
He is.
I'm a man of the people.
12,000 views.
12,000 views, which is exciting.
It's man of the people, I'm telling you.
Different.
Debatable.
Specific audience.
I don't know
specific
if people are
audience.
raising their hands
Global
and being like, Samir.
Just wait. They're going to be chanting.
Yeah. He's an idiot.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking.
Never.
King of the idiots.
Never. If Biden's up, I'm next. That's all I can say.
All right.
That's not a hard act to follow. But anyway, let's not get political. All right. So we usually do weekend recap. I really didn't have anything, to be honest. It's like a really kind of...
I same. I went to dinner on Friday, and then I'm going to Italy tomorrow, so I kept it very PG, I got to rest.
Conserve all her energy.
Conserve my energy.
She's going to Italy.
She's going to Italy.
So, which, by the way, everyone, we will have live from Italy.
Live from Italy.
Sana.
Hopefully with Mario and Luigi.
Hopefully. We need a Carlo. We need a Giancarlo.
Yes, with someone's nonna making pasta.
Someone who's going to inherit a winery.
Jeez.
Yes, so if I don't return...
We know why.
But
that's fine, because then we have a place to stay in Italy.
Yeah, it's a wrap.
So, yeah, didn't really do much, which is fine, because we really want to get into it.
Yeah.
I would ask you how your weekends were, but I don't think I really care.
Oh, wow. Well, then I'm going to tell you guys anyways.
My week,
You're a married man, so you did nothing.
Yeah. Baby registry,
Wow. That sounds very boring.
It is, dude.
That sucks to be you, I guess. Yeah, my weekend was eventful. Went to a comedy show, YouTube taping. You're going to see a new Indian guy up and coming. No, it's not me, but soon I will be.
Who is it?
His name was like Umesh Thumban or something like
Umesh
that. I couldn't even pronounce his name, and I'm Indian, so it's a little bit crazy. But he came out with some pretty good jokes, pretty funny. They taped it. Free drinks, so I was happy.
Yeah.
Good time.
Can't beat that.
Well, I didn't get an invite,
Couple
so...
laughs, couple of drinks.
Yeah, I can only go with lady friends to something like that, so you don't qualify.
I am a lady friend in a different way. We are friends.
So just friends.
Your sisters,
Just
your
friends.
siblings.
We're buddies.
You're forced.
Force, true. No.
But it's helpful that we really don't have a ton to talk about because we want to get into it. So if you haven't listened to part 1 of Winners and Losers, because this is part 2, listen to part 1 before you listen to part 2. So if you're listening and you haven't done it, stop right now and go back and listen.
Or listen to part 2 and then part 1, whatever it is. I'll impart wisdom on you in either video.
Oh, jeez.
You're gonna hate Samir either way. So, but anyway, so it was titled Winners and Losers because we did have Samir. The catalyst for our discussions were that Samir thinks that women are winning in the dating world, which he still stands by.
Absolutely.
It looks like. I didn't agree with it. I think you landed in between.
I didn't agree with it, but there were certain, like, one or two topics points, I guess, I agreed with, but majority did not Agree.
Yeah.
So I'm turning her. You're next.
No, no, no,
slowly.
no, 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 no. I'm not turned. I could
Yeah, that's
see her
not turning.
No, no, no.
Not
I could.
turned.
I could see on 2 points, and that's it.
two
All right,
out
well,
of
today it'll
10.
be 3.
Slowly but
I
surely.
think I'm going to land more here.
Yes. So this is the question that we want to pose
Okay.
to Amit. Do you really think that? What's your position? Do you think women are dating or winning in the dating world right now?
I think it depends. A lot of what you said, facts, straight up.
All right, there
Facts.
we go.
A lot.
We got
not
the wrong guy. We
everything.
got the wrong married guy.
Hold on. If you asked me this question a few years ago, I'd be like 100%. Women are winning, hands down. But the perspective came from more like, yeah, women are winning. They can get the guys because they have the V power that guys want, right?
Yeah.
So men are pussy driven. Let's be real. Okay.
Very true.
So women were winning in that case, and that's how I always thought about it. Like, oh, women are winning. They can get any guy they want. They can do that. But now as I've gotten older and I'm married and I see like,
wisdom
yes,
starts
like,
to
the
come.
wisdom has been bestowed upon
you
me.
from the heavens.
All
Yes.
from one ring, huh?
All from one
Interesting.
ring. I mean, I hope it's
The
just
power
one.
of the ring.
Wow.
There was no trilogy
But,
made about it.
Now what I'm seeing is a lot of my like single friends, women single friends, and I hear their stories, their dating stories.
You mean their gripes?
Yeah, you could say that too. I mean, you can, but it's a story, right? It's like
I don't
When
see
I was- okay,
Hollywood
It's
producing
their
it.
be real.
experiences.
when I was dating, I could date a bunch of girls, right, at the same time, no problem. But it never really went anywhere. But I never had horror stories to deal with on dates. It was like, it didn't go so well. We didn't vibe. Simple, done.
Right.
Right? Didn't talk to him again later. But what I'm hearing from like women is they have like really bad stories with dudes.
Yeah.
Anything from like recently a first date, and I don't know what you guys think about this, but like the guy literally asked him like, we're gonna split the bill.
Ooh.
I'm not for that.
No.
I wouldn't.
think chivalry is dead in some case because maybe feminism has had something to do with it, but that's a whole
They
different
had
topic.
everything.
No,
to do
no.
with
If
that.
That's a whole
somebody
different
asks,
topic.
I think we have the same. If somebody asks me to split the bill, I'm paying the whole damn bill and I'm never seeing you
Yeah,
again.
honestly, they
Wow.
say that
I
that's a flex.
disagree.
That's a flex move actually for women. Is if a man asks you like, "Oh, do you mind splitting this?" Just being like, "Oh, you know what? My treat. I got it."
If you needed
Right.
help,
Like,
if you
if
needed
you needed
Well, you-
help, no problem. I'll take care of it.
No, that's wrong because I
Use a
know
hand.
some guys that'll put their hands back like, sure, baby, let's take care of it. So I don't know if that's a flex move because there's plenty of guys out there that would just
But
willingly.
I mean,
that's
the
the
point
thing,
is that
if
we
a
would never
guy-
see them
yes.
again.
That's
If
the
a-
thing. Like, how
yeah,
are
so
women?
then he got the free dinner and he won and made out like a bandit.
No, but we can make him
potentially.
feel stupid.
Yeah.
But
What
that
if
doesn't
he-
mean women are. That means women are losing, though, dude.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
that's
In the
those
dating
are
side
rare
of things,
circumstances.
it's
Don't
not
give me the
it's
one
rare-
off.
It's not as rare
it's
as
not
you
as rare as
think.
you
And
think.
I
Is
was
it-
surprised.
but which
I
is more?
used to think like you, 100% straight up. Like women are winning. We suck. They can get anyone they want. Can they get anyone they want? Sure. They can go on a date with
Yeah,
maybe
sure.
anyone they want.
Right,
Fair.
Yes.
Right.
But is that thing gonna lead further down
Right.
the road?
Is it a
Most likely not.
viable
Is
option?
it viable option?
Right.
Yeah.
And
But
in
that-
most cases
no.
for women, it's not a viable
Don't make
option.
me bring up my rotting fruits.
No, but that changes
again.
because in their 20s they could do all that and they have the option to settle down with who they want. But because they have the field, they keep playing and playing. It's when they get to their 30s where the time and tick tock starts showing up and they got to get married. Their friends getting married, the baby's getting married. The options are dwindling. He's going to the Ushwins, back to the Ushwins.
I don't know what you got
feel-
against Ushwin.
You know, we don't know any Ushwins, and somehow we had
that's
one.
That's when the tide turns. and
I'll
it's
say you
like-
make some valid points, but men don't really mature. And I'll take my example. And most of the guys I know, we don't really mature till at least after our 30th birthday.
Yes.
Probably like
most of these
33.
20-year-olds are dealing with 30 plus. I've seen
They are now,
25,
but-
32.
A 20-year-old girl is still a girl.
Right.
Like they still
Yes.
haven't lived their life. So
Yes.
go live your stuff. Like enjoy your life.
Yes.
Go have
Okay.
fun. Go
Through
travel.
college,
Go
sure.
sleep with a bunch of dudes if that's what you want to do. Go
Right.
get that out of your system.
Go
And
have
then
your
when you're
single
ready to settle
moments.
down,
Yeah.
you settle down. And yes, to your point, yeah, maybe the options won't be as much. Fair.
Right.
But I think as you get older, at least for my example again, I met my wife in about a year and a few months, we got engaged, right? Like at that age, I was 35. I just knew, like, you know what you can compromise on. You know what your deal breakers are, right? And you know, like, okay, can I ride this out? Can I deal with this?
Yeah.
Can I compromise? Are we going to have a good life? And yeah, it worked out, right? Like she challenges me on my shit. I challenge her on hers. And she's opened me up to so many different things that I never thought I would want to do.
Yeah.
Right.
You know? So I think you make a valid point, but I have to disagree. Like the options don't dwindle at all. Like, and in fact, if anything, like your options are still there. It's society that's telling you, oh, you need to go and get married. You know, you need to go do
it's
this.
a societal pressure, to be honest.
Yeah.
I actually
And
have,
cultural for us.
yes. I was
100%.
just gonna, yeah.
Our grandpa at our 21st birthday was sending us what we call biodatas.
Yeah.
Which is,
Biodata.
yeah.
I
which
watched,
is a- which
I
is a
watched
re-
Indian
there you go.
Matchmaker.
It's a
He never
resume.
sent me one.
Oh, he sent so many to me. and
I
I was
bet.
like,
I never-
I thought you were joking, dude. But
Did you get one?
No.
So you only
knew
said
I
it-
was up to no good.
I was like, not Samir.
So you
next.
only sent it to Amit?
Well, maybe he learned his lesson with me that I was like, nah, I'm
He's
good.
oldest, so-
Yeah.
I was going to say he could have been the oldest, and it's like, all right, it's
was.
on you, but, you
Or
know.
I am. Yeah, I'm still the oldest.
Yeah. No, so that's actually a question for you is kind of, okay, so like when you were single versus then when you like kind of had that light bulb of like, I want to get married, which I would love to know, like for you specifically, like what that was. But like, what do you guys like? What's the difference between when you're like actually looking at someone that you're just having fun with? Like, what do you value? What do you look at? Versus when you're trying to be serious?
I feel like I
From-
always wanted to be serious and I always wanted to have a relationship, but my eyes would always wander. You know, like I wanted to have my
There's
cake.
the truth right there.
100%. I always
Yeah.
wanted to have my cake and eat it too.
Yes.
That's every guy.
I wanted
Yeah.
the
But
that's also
girlfriend
women.
experience.
That's also
everybody.
women.
That's
That's
everybody.
that is also
No,
women.
true,
That's-
true.
Yeah.
And you want that girlfriend experience and all that, but you don't want the ring.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like you just
Yes.
want to
But
have that.
feminism made it possible to have both. So I love the feminists. Thank you. Appreciate your
Elaborate
work.
on that a little bit more.
Well, because
Yeah.
they're the ones who are pushing this whole sex movement and free sex. So it's like, cool, all right, no problem.
So how do you like people treating your sister that way?
Well, then that's when it's gonna be a little problem.
So then it's a problem.
beatdown.
Right, but then
yeah.
but you're treating someone's sister that way.
Well, she's inviting me to treat her like that. Are you inviting
See,
these people to
that's-
treat them like that?
You know what? He has an excellent point.
True.
Because we've talked about this.
We've talked about this.
That
Yeah.
it really is though, because you really are a gatekeeper of what you allow in. And so like they're gonna be themselves, right? Like if you meet a Samir, Samir's
Look,
gonna be Samir.
I'm a sales guy, so I'm gonna keep selling, and if you keep buying, then I'll keep
yeah,
selling.
but if you keep entertaining it, right, and if you keep allowing it, like you're the dummy, like you're the
Yeah.
one. I
Especially
do
when
think,
his product sucks.
yeah,
99.9% satisfaction guaranteed.
Yeah. That's why your return policy is high.
No churn.
insurance. But no, I think you make a very valid point. I agree with you on that.
Thank
like
you,
it's
Jackie. Well said. See?
No,
it
but
is-
You've
I
turned
mean,
her.
it's bullshit. But like you're never going.
But he
to
just said
not,
he's a sales guy, so he's selling. I mean, he's
Right.
bamboozling the girl.
No,
Right.
like you're saying bamboozling. I'm saying as a natural sales guy, I'm gonna just be talking in a sales forth manner.
But you know what you're doing.
I'm just being a salesman. That's what I'm doing.
But it's true
But
though.
I'm being
Like
a good salesman.
well, he's being a salesman, but that's the thing. It's always you're never gonna not come across a salesman, right? Like there are people out there like that. So if that's how they're gonna be, you can't control that. But what you can control is what you allow, right, to come into your atmosphere.
But
So-
women only go for the sale. Like maybe salesman is not the right word.
The
but whatever-
outgoing guys, the guys
who's gonna call it the
suave,
confidence.
confident,
which
yeah.
is what a
Yeah.
lot of salesmen have. Actors, all these people have that same
The charisma.
Right, the
same
charm.
charisma. So
Right.
if you
That's
don't
fair.
want the guy who doesn't have that, you're just like, you keep him in the
Yeah.
background. Wait, the Ashwin once again.
Ashwin
He
might
just-
have charisma. We don't know about Ashwin.
well,
Ashwin's waiting back there, just like please.
We're not
like,
talking about charisma and stuff. We're talking really are women winning in the dating stuff. Like
They
you
are,
keep
though.
going back to this Ashwins and the guy in the
Yeah,
back burner. Like,
because
what
they-
do you mean by that?
So how many guys are like that? Like so, though there's so many guys who are just no charisma, no like real interest. They just pretty much play video games. And I know women hate when guys play video games all day. A lot of women do, right? Except for that Pokimane or whatever her name is. Fine, give her a pass.
Who's that?
I don't know.
There's some chick that plays and everybody, all the video gamers follow her. or
Oh, I don't
something.
know who
I
that
don't
is.
know.
And that just shows you all the guys follow her, like just because there's one woman playing it. But there's so many guys in that realm that there's nothing happening for them. And I just quantify that through the name Ashwin.
Yeah, but a lot of that could also deal with the fact that, let's be real, in our generation, porn's become so huge and so easily accessible.
Yes.
And when you have this idea of what a relationship with a woman should be like,
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
totally misconstrues what a relationship
That's
should
an
be like.
excellent
You know,
point.
like
But
I've been to
that's only
therapy
with sex,
and I was
man.
told give it up for 30 days.
Yeah.
Give it up for 30 days, and it was mind-opening, dude. Like, the stuff that actually happens in the bedroom with somebody you love or somebody you care about is not going to be the shit you see in freaking porn, dude.
Right.
But a lot of guys, the video gamers, let's call it the video gamers,
Right.
a lot of them are more subdued.
Right.
You know, let's call it the living in mom's basement kind of
yeah.
guys.
Yeah.
And most likely, not all, but most majority of them probably watch a lot of porn and
Right.
think like that's how a woman should be. And they're nervous because they can't do anything face to face. It's always through a screen.
Yeah, it's always
And when they
virtual,
actually
digital.
get to be intimate with that person, they're doing some weird shit. Right?
Yeah.
Right,
Like,
there's a lot of guys like that, and I'm saying they're losing. And tip to you guys, read a book called She Comes First. You'll thank me later. So those,
I'm gonna have to read this now.
yeah, those guys, there's a lot of them. There's no way PS5 and PlayStation, Sony's worth billions of dollars without a ton of people like that.
Yeah, but I play
Right.
PS5.
Yeah, but there's a difference
So
between
do you.
playing it and no, I don't. Play
Used
none of
to.
that. Used to is the key word, and that was like 10 years ago. Look, I'm saying that there's a lot of guys that play this like it's a career, like I'm in it. So when you're
Right.
playing all the time, they're not really those like you. Do you find that guy attractive? If you're going out on a date and he's just like, "What are your interests are?" Like, "Oh, I love my PS5."
Nobody would find that attractive.
All right then. So all those.
But I also,
guys,
I can't tell you the last time I came across a guy that even told me that.
because when they do swipe right, you already weed them out from the get go. You don't even give them a chance to take you out on a date.
How would I even know if they're playing video games?
You can tell from their profile, the way they look. You already have an idea.
Again, I can't.
But that would happen in a bar. That would
Absolutely.
that would happen no matter what. Like I hate dating apps, and I think that has really fucked over
I'd like to
dating
hear
in
your
general.
point on that a little bit more.
Yeah. Well, the problem with dating apps.
well,
and
everyone's disposable.
Yeah, everyone's disposable. And I read an article that likened it to it's a slot machine. And it's like gambling. So every pull, you're going to hit the jackpot. Every pull, you're going to hit the jackpot. So back in our parents' generation, if they met somebody at a party or through friends, right, you met them organically, you actually pursued it. You actually were like, hey, this is like a pretty cool person. Also, you started off with actually meeting face to face and you had a conversation.
But that's because
So-
you were restricted to your surroundings. Now you have global access. That's
yeah,
changed
but
the game.
but like even that access, it doesn't really mean much, and that actually is more
But
of
it
a
distorts
hindrance.
the mind for everyone. The inflated
Right.
egos. That's what most of these women have. These women that are, let's just be real, 5 out of 10 think they're 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10 thinks they're 10 out of 10. And 10 out of 10 thinks they're God's gift to earth. So don't even get me started there.
But
so
how
it's-
does that go back to women winning in the dating game, though, dude? From what you're saying right now, like you got the Ushwins and you got the video
Right.
gamers, like so it sounds like women are not winning because they're going on dates with these video
But they're
gamers
not
and
going on their
Ushwins.
dates. The problem is women's created this. They've created this situation because all those guys, whatever, they might be boring, but they're nice, right?
They've created the situation where a dude is really more into gaming than going out. Is that
they've-
what you're telling
No,
me?
no. I'm saying they've created the situation that they're in where they're weeding out all those guys for whatever their reasons are, and they're only chasing a small pool of men. That's the bottom line. It's a supply and demand
You
situation.
watch too much TV, bro.
No. It's supply and demand. At the end of the day, you all are chasing a small pool of men, right? Isn't the whole thing 6-foot man, 100K, 9-inch dick,
See,
whatever
but you're
whatever
but you're
the-
talking about a specific type of woman.
No, but are you gonna date like what would you want in a man? Let's
What
start
are-
there.
okay,
Yeah.
well,
what are your
what are you-
requirements? What are your requirements?
Requirements, like, are you talking about like physically or just like across the board?
Just like a general across, just like 6 feet, 100K.
Right,
Like, what would
okay.
you want? Would you date a guy that makes 20K that picks up garbage for a living and
First of all,
and
those
what's-
city benefits.
and he's
What's
you
wrong
work
with
for
that?
the city,
No,
you get
no,
some
I
good
feel
shit.
You're so
No,
like
but I think that's the
No, I'm
problem though.
asking
Is
you.
that,
I'm not saying anything wrong. I'm asking you.
No,
would you?
so to answer that, because this has come up. I think we've talked about this actually, Sana. Like, would you date a guy who works at a gas station? Right? But you're looking at it from a very small lens. Like, so what I do is I open it up. Well, it depends. Is this guy working at a gas station because he works there at nights because he's putting himself through law school and he has determination and he wants to succeed and he's a self-made person and he's doing whatever he has to do to make that happen, and then during the day he goes and he like tends bars somewhere else, like he's doing all that
But
he
how
can.
many guys are like that? Because
But hold on, you asked me a question. So that's what I'm saying is that it's not about. That's my shit with dating apps is that it pigeonholes somebody and all you look at is through this tiny little lens, and then it's like, oh nope, And women and men both do that. But that's what I'm saying is that if you ask me, my scope is way more broad. So if he's working at a gas station because that's all he wants to do, he has no aspirations, he has no determination, he has no goals. No, I don't want that because I don't want to align myself with somebody like that. I don't need you to be the father of my children. Fuck that. I'm not going to have kids with you. And I'm also not going to be the one to support you and be your mother. I don't do that. So I need someone that aligns with me, same financially. I need someone to align with me financially. Also, what are my financial goals, right? Where do I see myself in 10, 15, 20 years? What do I want for retirement? Do you align with that? I want to know more about that. It's not about how much you make, because all that can go away. You could be this multimillionaire and you can get hit by a bus, you could get hit by a car, you can get in a car accident, and you're a paraplegic and you've lost half of your brain. Then where the fuck are you?
Well, hopefully you don't leave him. We'll see. That's the truth.
I feel like you feel that women care about status. They care about the watch you're wearing, the
100%.
car you drive, the suit you're wearing.
You're
And-
taking it to
A
a
specific
different
type
level.
of girl
It doesn't have to be
But I
that
feel like that's what you
level.
keep saying though, like
No,
the
but-
100K, the gas
But there's a
station worker,
baseline,
you
like
know,
a
like
general baseline. What you're describing is like a very specific person. How many guys that, if we were to take surveys, how many guys that work at the gas station have all the
No,
aspirations
he's right. He's
you
right.
described? That's like two guys.
That's what I'm saying, but
So,
that's why
like-
you can't ask that question
Well,
of
I
like,
could, exactly.
well, would
I
you
asked-
date someone? Like that's a
But
a
I ask
bullshit
it from
question.
I ask it from a
though.
probability perspective, because probability is more than 50% of the people that work at that gas station don't have those aspirations.
So that-
knowing that,
so be- yes,
you
so
wouldn't
because-
date the gas
exactly.
station guy.
No,
so
I
then
wouldn't.
that falls in that summary category where it's like, I need a 100K guy.
It doesn't, because why are you going to go with someone who has no ambition, nothing to bring to the
Exactly.
table?
Right, but you think anyone out there doesn't have ambition? If you ask any person, give me 3 wishes from the genie, every person's one of those 3 is I want to be rich. So everyone has the ambition.
No, everybody has the desire,
that's
but
a
no one
want.
wants to put in
execution's
the
a
work
different
for it.
story.
That's a
right.
want.
So you're trying to
Yes.
find the execution person, which is in a small pool. Again, back to my point. It's a small
But that's
pool
why
of men.
women are losing, is because most women who are actually worth something and are not vapid and are not just looking at a guy like, oh, he's 6 foot, he's $100,000, whatever, right? Someone who's actually wanting a true relationship and a partnership and a committed relationship, whether that being marriage or whatever it is to you, like you're looking outside of that. I think you're talking about a very specific type of girl who's very vapid. I mean, like, cool. Yeah. I'm 5'7", okay? And I like to wear heels. So would I enjoy like being with a guy that's taller than me? I would. But if I find a man who is 5'7" or 5'8", and he is everything.
What about if he's 5'5"?
5'5", it'd be rough, but I would have to sit there and be like, okay, like, also, am I physically attracted to you? I have to have a physical attraction. I have to have a sexual attraction. Otherwise, we're great roommates and we're friends. That's it, right? So that also has to be there. Because my flip side of you, to that question to men, you ask women, oh, would you date him when he was 5'5"? Would you date her if she was 250 pounds?
I would bring her down to 120 through my
Well,
training.
no. I can't be like, we're gonna go get surgery and you're gonna become 5'8".
I didn't say surgery. I
Like,
said through training.
no, but you can't. I can't change a man's height. So that's what I'm saying. Truly,
But you can't change a person's weight. There's a
yeah, but that's
difference.
bullshit though.
How's
you
that
can't.
bullshit?
But that's
I'm
because that's
enhancing
not
that woman's
no.
life.
Because
In
I'm
fact,
asking.
she might leave me after the
I'm
120
asking-
and move on to Drake or Future or someone. I might have hooked her up in the,
Good
in the
luck,
long
Joe.
run.
No, because I'm
Good point.
asking because that's what you're saying is like, oh well, girls wouldn't they're going to discount that guy because he's 5'5". You're going to discount this girl because she's 200 pounds.
But I will see a guy with a 200-pound woman more often than a woman with a shorter guy. And that's just what I see in the world.
No.
No,
I do not agree
No.
on that. How often are you
How often
seeing
do you
that?
see a woman that's with a shorter guy? Show like you.
No,
go
I
out
think
and
now.
we'll go
I
count
think
it.
now because celebrities have done it, that it's becoming.
Celebrity. I go
Yeah.
walking around, whether I go in Hollywood,
No.
Myrtle Beach, Florida.
No.
I just came back from Europe. I didn't see any
There
of
are
it.
a lot of celebrities. Kevin Hart. There's a lot of
Yeah.
them like
Okay.
that.
I think
Thanks for
Victoria
bringing up
or
the one
Olivia
guy
Wilde.
who's in the
There's
elitist
Harry
category.
Styles.
Great
Zendaya.
job.
Hell, what's his face from Game of Thrones?
Don't
Jon
bring
Peter
up,
Snow.
don't
Dinklage.
bring
No,
up
Peter
Peter
Dinklage
but
is
I think,
married.
I think
Don't bring up celebrities
society
that
has-
are ahead of
Think about
everybody
this.
else.
Peter
think
who have
Dinklage is
aged
You keep
married.
bringing up celebrities, dude. So
No,
you got to work
you're
both
bringing
ways.
up celebrity. I didn't bring up
But-
celebrities.
That's a whole different ballgame.
But I'm
I'm
saying
talking
is,
about
I think
average Joes that you walk around. I walk around. I do not see women with shorter guys. That's a lie. Women talk and actions are different. The right hand doesn't meet the left hand. I just look at what the
So
left
do
hand
men.
does.
It could. I think a lot of it
I
has
look
to
at
do
only
with
the
potential, dude. Like if you're short, if I was a shorter dude, I would be insecure. right?
Oh,
And it's going to
100%.
come off that way
That's
when I
another-
approach
yeah.
a girl.
Yeah.
And I feel you could be not a good looking dude, you could be a short dude, but if you got swag, you got confidence,
Swag's the big
Yeah.
thing. Swag and
and you
confidence.
approach a girl,
Confidence.
no fucks given,
Yeah.
you'll probably
Right,
get
so
her
how many
number.
people
Yeah.
think have that?
Not many because
All right
it's an
then.
insecurity.
Right.
But then it
for
comes
a
back to
person.
that same pool that you women are only chasing those guys by your choice. Your choice to choose them, because there's other guys that don't have that. But you're choosing to choose in a pool of just 10% or 15%, and then you complain, "I'm not a guy, what do I do?" Well, it's like you're only choosing this pool.
But what-
That'd
why
be
would-
like
why-
me going where there's only like bluefin bass tuna in just this area, and then I go to the Atlantic saying, "Why aren't the tuna out there?"
That's such a
It's like 'cause
specific
they're
type
only
of
here.
shit,
But
though,
the
dude.
thing is, why are you shaming people for
Wanting a confident guy.
wanting specific
No,
things?
I'm not shaming you. I'm saying it's your own fault though. You're complaining about the dating pool, but you're only chasing this.
So, okay,
pool. So,
so-
if you and what happens is when you get to 30 and 35, and then when cat ladies around the corner, it's like, oh, fuck, I better pick one of these guys.
I get what you're saying, but I don't agree because it's like I'm a confident person. Why am I going to go
men
after?
don't look for confidence in women.
I don't care about that. I'm saying why am I going to go after a guy that I can walk all over?
Do you agree with that though?
Men don't look for confidence in a woman. I think
Yeah.
it just depends. I like damsels in distress. You know,
Do you think most men?
He
both
watched
of
too
you?
many Disney movies.
We all
He's
watch
a
way
Disney
too many
guy.
Disney
I
He's a
movies.
think
Disney
maybe
guy.
I come from the older school of I don't believe chivalry is dead.
Yeah.
I'm a chivalrous person. I feel.
Right.
Still,
Yeah, for someone you
open
genuinely
doors,
love,
pull
I
out
would do the
chairs.
same.
I think just being a man is you take
Yes.
care of your woman, regardless
Yeah.
if you love her or not. If it's
Right.
just Jackie I
Right.
met
Nah.
today or
Right.
whatever it was,
Yeah.
I'm going to be a man. I'm going to hold the door open for her.
Oh, yeah,
right?
those are just
if
like
we all
common
go out to eat,
courtesies,
I'm
though.
going to pay for the bill.
Right,
You know what I'm saying?
exactly.
Like that's to me what a man does.
Does.
Yeah.
Agreed.
I agree with
Say
that,
it one
too.
more time
I
for the
agree
cheap
with
seats
that.
in the back, Amit.
I agree with that, but there's there's a different topic when it comes to just I don't know. I mean, I agree with what you're saying. At the end of the
Do you
day.
think you're a chivalrous man?
Yeah, for someone I love for sure, and for someone like
No, not someone you love. Like how
Just
he
in
just
general.
said.
Yeah, yeah,
Like how he
I'll
just said,
open the
like
doors.
if we
Yeah.
all went, if you went, three of us went to dinner,
Yeah.
would you just pay for her and expect me to pay for myself?
no,
Would you
I
No,
would
he
cover
wouldn't.
that. I
My
would
brother's
cover
very
that.
generous.
I'm asking him.
No, but I'm telling you,
Sana.
he's very generous.
In terms of that, like
He
I'm
is.
cool because I'm always like, yo, I can make a bunch of money. I'm not worried about it because I got the skills and the drive, so I'm not worried about that side. I can always remake anything. So the confidence is there, and I'm cool with giving people whatever. And I like to see people in better places at the end of the day. So I'll cover that and all that chivalry, all that's cool. But there's like, I think like with there's just a difference, right? When you love someone, the chivalry's different than, I'll treat a woman good if I just take her out, but if I actually loved her,
No, it's different.
I think there's a whole different level of it.
It is. You just don't
But
do it as much anymore. Quite frankly, dude. Once you like gone through that early phase.
But see, that's
like,
the
I'm
problem
not,
then.
I'm still gonna open up the doors, but I'm not like how I used to be. Like run around the car, open the door, make sure she's in.
But then don't you think that's fraudulent at the end of the day? Because
It's not-
because everyone meets at this peak of Mount Summit,
Fair.
and then from there it just falls down.
It's
and then
just
different. You
life.
get into a comfort.
Yeah,
that's a comfort
It's
zone.
a two-way thing. Like I still take care of my wife as much as I can from a chivalry perspective. Like I'm not
Right.
about, even when we go out with her friends or family, whatever, dude. Like I'm the older one, I'm the male, and that's my duty as a man in the
Right.
family to take care of the women. Always.
Yeah.
And I think that's just the way. Think that has kind of died down quite a bit as
has,
of recently,
yeah.
right? Like guys splitting the checks on a first date or second date, and to me that's weird. But other guys, they call me a bitch when I used to not do that.
Okay, so like, going to when should you start splitting the check?
Like when should a woman start contributing financially? Like
I think
when you're dating?
it should come from within, right?
Right.
Like I think the worst is when you start getting to a point of, let's say, the second or third month, let's call it, and you go to the movie. Right. So my whole thing is movie test is one of my favorite ones.
Movie
The
test.
movie
What's
test.
the movie
What did I tell you?
test?
We'll
The
see
movie
what he
test
agrees.
is I'll buy the tickets, you buy the popcorn.
Yeah.
She literally
What did I
just
said that?
And what if she doesn't like popcorn?
she buys the
Get
candy.
candy, get
She
soda,
buys
get
the
dinner
soda.
afterwards or something, or just
Yeah,
offer.
she buys the drink.
Right.
Because it's effort, isn't it?
Yes.
That's what I told
Okay,
you.
but after I guess my question is after how many dates do you feel like you should not be paying the full?
I can't give you a number. I think it's a feeling that you have with the person.
On-
There's
How
no
about for you?
number.
comfort level. Yeah. What about you?
No, I'm paying the whole way through. You're
No,
not.
this is what I like to hear.
No, but
But
you know
why?
why? Because
But
it's
why?
like it's gonna be I'm running the show. Here's where we're going.
So you want to be in
Like,
control.
Oh, that's not what I like
Yeah.
to hear.
Yeah, yeah, I'm running the show.
different.
No, that is not what I meant. That's That's not what I like.
chivalrous. Wait, control issues.
Yeah. So you
No,
want
Like, you
I
call
don't
control
like that.
issues. I call it's like I'm gonna take you on a good time and a good
why-
experience,
but
and
why
I'm gonna
can't-
take you through this journey.
But you're
with
saying
me.
you like a little minion. Like she
No,
has
you're
no
calling
opinion.
it a minion. No, I didn't say that. I said I'm gonna lead you on this journey. So I'm gonna cover.
But what if there are
everything
things
and
that
show you
she
good-
wants to do?
Yeah, I'm open to it, but I'm still gonna lead that journey. Like if you want to say, hey, I want to go
I
to an
think I
art
know
show,
what you're saying, like,
then I'm
if-
gonna go to the art show, but I'm gonna lead you through the art
Yeah,
show.
Okay, that
I'm
makes
saying like
sense.
that
Okay.
makes sense. Like I agree with that because that's to me that's being a man and that's like
agree.
operating
I
your
think-
masculinity and being like if she says like oh like you know next time like I would love to do this hike, you're gonna be like all right we're going to this hike like I've already checked like weather or whatever we're gonna go at this time.
Yeah.
Then we're gonna go to
Unless
lunch
I don't
after
like
here.
it, then we have a conversation.
No, I agree with
Which
that.
is fair.
Or I might
That's
be like,
fair.
yo, we're going to Miami, and they're gonna say, all right, cool.
I agree with that. And I think
Yeah.
a lot of guys don't do that as much anymore. Where I think it's not even about the financial aspect. It's nice for a man
It's
to
effort.
just
It's
like,
effort on both
effort on
parts.
both parts, but it's also nice for a man to like be a man and take care of it.
Yeah.
You know what the biggest turnoff is though? I dated this one girl and she expected it every time.
That's yes.
And that to me was a huge turnoff.
See, that doesn't
'Cause I was-
bother me. That
I
doesn't
was
bother
already
me.
gonna do it.
Yeah.
But what do
the
you mean by
fact that
expectation?
The
She
check
just-
come,
She
gets,
gave it to
gets
you.
slipped over to me.
she didn't even do the fake. Oh, let me.
You know what I'm saying?
I
Like-
don't-
No, she
let
literally
me-
passed it to you.
And not even that. She wasn't even subtle about it. She straight up said the man always has to pay. Like if you say like if you say that, that's a huge turnoff. Even though I
Yeah.
already know,
No,
like
no,
that is my duty.
that is a turn off. If
I
somebody
agree.
slipped
Huge
it,
turnoff.
Nah, that doesn't
and-
bother me. That doesn't bother
No, but
me.
it is kind of
It's not
really
the type
a
of woman I
girl,
wanna
like,
be with.
Kind of just being like,
Oh, I'm not saying I want to be
Here.
with you, but like I'll play with you.
Well, yeah, that's
but
kind
that's
of
what
what
I'm
happens.
saying. That's what I'm. That's
It's
what we're
No, I
talking
think-
it's just a
about.
piece
But,
of
I,
ass.
but yeah,
Yeah.
but most relationships I approach like that. So you have to bring different qualities because like there's so many failures everywhere. I have to see some significantly different qualities to even consider something like that.
I forgot.
And that-
He's a guilty until proven innocent.
Yeah, I'm a guilty
guy.
until proven innocent. But I'm gonna treat you well the whole way through. And you could ask any of the previous women; they'll say the same thing. I treat them well all the way through, respectful and all that stuff.
Every
Let's take a
woman,
step
our,
back here
our
real quick.
DMs are open.
Yeah, every woman.
to
Take a
challenge
step
that.
back here. Guilty until proven
Yes.
innocent.
If you want to get to the relation, because I'm the gatekeeper for that.
Okay, so what is this like? Do you have walls up? Have you been hurt in the past that you're just like, you're on guard all the time?
No,
and
I just know
I don't
that-
trust you up until you do something or you earn that trust and then my walls break down. Like,
You gotta
It's
prove
not really
yourself.
art. Maybe I don't really think it's walls. I think it's just I understand female nature and the
As a man.
and the hypergamy behind it, and I understand that where like let's say Drake walked in the room and I had my girlfriend here, and Drake's like, "Hey, I want to take you out." Obviously, it's a far fetched situation, but chances are most women would say, "Yeah."
well, yeah, my wife tells me if Justin Timberlake hit her up,
Right.
she's gone.
Hall pass,
So
right?
Yeah, like,
right,
straight
right.
up,
So
dude.
understanding
That's a hall pass.
and maybe Drake's an extreme example, but there's other examples lower on the totem pole. So I understand the hypergamous nature, and I'm not like number one on the list of men's sexiest. I ain't The Rock that's like sexiest man alive and stuff. So I know that hypergamy level. So I'm like, all right, cool. I'm gonna just do my thing, run at this level, and unless I see something different that I'm like, yo, this is actually different, this is worth it, then I'll invest. But other than that, it's just like, cool, we'll have a good time. I'm gonna treat you well, take you out, show you a good time,
Yeah.
and that's where I keep it at.
What is different to you?
Yeah.
There's no word. There's no words to describe it. It's more of a feeling. You understand it. The way
But
you.
there's got to be something, some sort of action.
There's no, because like I'm pretty open. Doesn't really like I don't care if you rob banks, like whatever you do, like I'm accepting of it all. But I just have to like feel it with you. When I'm out with you, I can tell right away.
I got a question for you, man. So you said like you're going out with some girl and then a guy like Drake pops off, comes over and tries to steal your girl from you,
Yeah.
right? You come off as a super confident dude. What gives you that like insecurity if another dude that you feel may be more superior to you approaches your girl and you feel like she's going to be taken away from him? Like, why don't you just beat his ass or just be confident in yourself and be like,
Yeah,
fuck
I
that,
mean-
I provide this girl with everything. I don't care if this dude talks to her because I know that she's mine and I'm hers.
And I can come with all that swag and all that whole thing, but Drake's just at a different level than me. Like I'm not making music left and right. With
So
people-
what?
So it's so what? Because a woman's gonna look at that from her perspective and just be like, all
He's
right,
right.
Drake's here. Like it doesn't matter what
no,
I
but
think.
I think a
could
specific
come in-
woman. I think a
Yes.
specific woman. I think this is the
I don't
problem.
think it's a
I think you're
specific
dating the
woman.
wrong people.
Generalize
Samir.
I don't think
females, first of all.
I don't think it's a specific. I think it could be any woman. It could be a woman that's least expecting. Some of these women undercover, like I know what they, because I'm on the other side of it when they have a boyfriend. Let's say, like I've seen what they do, and, like the way they roll
Fair.
about it. So like I'm aware of the nature, and I don't. I love women. Like I love women, but like I'm not one who's trying to be like played in the game in the system. I just get the game, the system, cool, respect it. Like what's that saying? I don't change the game, it's a player in the game or whatever.
Can't
it is.
change the.
Yeah,
Don't hate the player, hate the game.
Yeah, exactly. That's how I look at it. And I'm perfectly fine with that. Like, I'm good being alone. I'm good. Or if someone enhances my life, let's enhance it together.
Well, you know what? Her loss. That's the way I look at it, dude. If she rolls off with somebody else, her loss, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
your gain because now you've avoided a
Right. Well,
shit
that's
show.
what I'm saying. Like, because again, it's a specific
But that's only
type
if
of
you
woman.
took it to that level and that happened. Like, if you're just kind of cruising at that, like, I guess, airline level, that altitude, and you're just making your way there, then it's a
Because
little
like
different.
for you, like,
Yeah.
do you really think like if you guys were dating, like when you and your wife were dating, would if some guy was trying to like hit on her or whatever, do you really think she's the type of woman who would have been like, peace, dude, like this guy?
I would hope not, but like, to answer your question directly as a yes or no, no, I don't think she would. And I think it's when you finally have like met some. It's also depends on.
But you don't
we
know
talked
until
about
you
this
know.
too, right? Like when you're younger, if I met my wife, let's call it when I was 25, 26, we wouldn't have gotten married.
Right.
100%. Like I was in a totally different place and she
Right.
was in a
I'm sure
different
she was
place
too, yeah.
and it wouldn't have worked out.
Right.
But we met at such the right time,
Right.
you know? And the timing is everything in dating too,
It is.
right? Like you also have to mentally be ready. Like you always think you're ready, but when push comes to shove or when you have to put your money where your mouth is,
Mm-hmm.
you're not ready. Let's just be real.
Well, let me throw this at you then. What do you think? Like, so here's what I think. I think women peak in their 20s and men start peaking in their 30s and 40s.
I agree. You know what I tell my wife all the time? Well, women are like a car. You take them off the lot, depreciates right away.
Right. Okay, yeah.
Men
I'm
are
with
like
it,
real
I'm with
estate.
it.
Men are like wine.
yeah.
We just get better with age.
So then, based on
it's a
that,
really fucked up way of saying it,
but that's what's
but
happening.
I think it's true.
So.
But
And there are exceptions, right? Some women take care of this
Yeah.
in their 30s, 40s.
I am the exception.
Sure. You're not. You're
You
not
just
even,
turned 30.
You barely.
You
I am.
just
It
turned
doesn't matter.
30,
I am.
Sana.
Should we pull up the 20-year-old pictures to now? I am the damn
We'll
exception.
visit
No,
this in
because
10 years.
taking it off the lot, meaning you're now officially off the market. You haven't had babies. You haven't had
Yeah.
the stress of being a mom and
There are
being
a lot of
wife.
MILFs out there.
You haven't done
There's
any
not
of
that many MILFs out
There's
there
not
versus
that
how
many
many are
MILFs.
MILFs.
It is proven. I don't have any scientific studies or facts for this.
That's what I always say. I don't have any scientific data, but it
is-
is a fact.
proven that women like older men,
Yes.
and we do get better with age.
But why?
100%.
Why? Because
I
they're
don't
stable.
know.
They got the dough. They've got the
I
life
think it's
It's
the
because
experience.
the
stability.
maturity.
It's the stability
You
and the
finally
maturity.
matured.
Yes, it's the maturity. We've gotten
Yes.
things out of our system.
Right, and part of
Yes.
that
For the most part.
maturity is the dough.
No,
like, I'm not saying you're a
no.
high rolling rich guy,
Dog.
but you
No.
have stability.
It's
I don't know
Even
why
if
it
you
always
have
goes
one-
back to money with
Even
you.
if you have a 1-bedroom apartment, you have some setup. You have the stability and infrastructure. That's the bottom line. I'm not saying they're high rolling. I'm just saying that's part of the
I
maturity.
think
but
maturity is
but it is.
stability. It's both stability
It's
and
both,
maturity.
because it's just like women in their 20s, you're blowing money left and right. Like you're spending
Are
it on
you, or are you
stupid
blowing
shit.
someone else's money?
No,
That's what
you
I
can be
think.
blowing your own money.
I don't know.
I made really
I don't get invited
stupid
to bottle
financial
service
decisions.
tables.
True.
Are you kidding me? Neither did I. You're talking to a girl like
right,
I told
cool.
you
Welcome
last
to the
time.
club. How's
yeah.
it feel?
Yeah, it fucking sucks. So,
All right,
but
thank
this
you
is
for
what
all
I'm
the men
saying
out there.
is that no, you're talking to a girl who was never that girl, right? So again, I didn't
But
have
you still
anyone.
you still rolled when you went with her or Aisha, whoever.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe.
You've
Let her
gone at
finish.
least once.
But again,
I've
that's
gone
still
0
but to
for the
me,
record, 0.
But still, that's not fun. That's okay, because here's the thing. Like, yeah, sure, you get in, but like being the person that you sit down and literally like no one talks to you because they're all focused on the quote unquote hot girls, which is fine. Everyone has their own
Yeah, you
preference.
get
Like,
to drink their
I'm not
liquor,
gonna shame.
dance on their
I'm not gonna
table,
shame.
like-
But here's my thing though. It's not really that fun of a time. Like for me personally, it's still not that fun of a time.
All right, so
like
what-
sure, I have like free alcohol, but like I didn't need somebody to buy me alcohol. I can buy my own alcohol. Like that's not what I need a man for. I don't need that.
But
see
see,
what I'm
women
saying?
say that, but then they still go to the table. So I'm like,
I'm a little
your
torn
actions
between that.
showing me a little bit different.
Because yeah, you do say that, but also you're still chilling and drinking our stuff.
Right.
And the topic,
Because I'm with my friends.
yeah, fair. And
Yeah,
then
no, but like, if
choice.
my friends went
Sana
right
can
and I didn't want to
actually
go right, I'll
answer
just
more
chill
of
my
that.
own
the topic
life.
was: do men spend more money than women in their 20s? Hands down, men spend way more money than
but I
women in
think
their
you
20s.
guys. I don't think it's. Yeah, they do spend more.
Men
money.
in their
Yeah,
20s are straight losing, unless
Yeah.
you're like a Brad Pitt prodigy or like some football
Even
guy
then.
on his way up.
We do lose in our 20s.
They're losing.
100%.
Like, I look at my 20s versus now, like it's a whole different game. It's completely
I agree.
different.
Yeah.
And so then I'm just like, that's why I come back to that question I asked you. Like you're then settling as a woman's declining. You're like picking it up like a falling stock. It's like buy, and it keeps dipping.
God!
That's a funny way of putting it.
So then I'm just like, wait, I feel like I'm being hustled. So then I'm just like,
I don't.
I don't
But I
know.
think
Then
that's
I'm
so-
trying
but
to
I-
get a
but I think that if
25-year-old
you're looking-
Leo DiCaprio dumps him at 25. I don't know. I'm just throwing it out.
You're
there.
bringing up names that are very like the
I'm just
0.0001%.
throwing
Right.
his tendencies out. That's
We're
all.
talking majority.
Well,
here.
his tendencies are like
But
pedo
that just shows that
tendencies.
when
I'm
you
just gonna
get-
say
if a
that
man can
he's
get
just
to-
trying to get away with not being labeled a pedophile.
But if a
in
man
Hollywood.
can get to 0.001, you see what a man does. That's all I'm saying.
There has to be it's Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah.
Like that, like you can't. Nobody can compare with that dude.
They're definitely more
But
older
I'm saying
men with
when a
younger
man
women.
gets to
Sure.
0.001, that's
Right.
that's what we want. So that's truly what's inside men. Because if any other man was at 0.001, I can assure you would be doing some similar actions.
But I think it's
I don't
men
blame
that-
him.
I think it's don't blame him, but I think it's also men that are like you.
Elaborate.
Yeah. Please explain.
Yeah.
Like unpack
Yeah.
that for us a little
Yeah,
bit,
unpack a little bit.
Just like how you just like the
Remember, I
nice
am your
guys
brother.
versus nice guys versus other guys, right? Like I don't think the nice guys are gonna.
Mm-hmm.
They're not going to win.
No, but then
I was a nice guy and I was getting my ass kicked out there.
So if you were
the
nice,
second I became a douchebag, I got everything I needed.
so I wouldn't say I became a douchebag. Mine was just more of like I didn't give them. I didn't care whether they were around or not. So like it didn't matter. Like I would respond on my time. I would respond when I feel like it. I would just go about my business. Ding. If you joined, you joined. If you didn't join, you didn't. But if you joined, I'll treat you well. But if you didn't join, I'm still going and I'm cool. I don't care. Makes no difference.
So what are your now? You think everything's on your time. What are your thoughts about girls being very hard to get? Just like unresponsive,
That's cool.
uninterested.
Then-
Does that make you want them more?
No. I mean, overall, I'll put in. I'm pretty persistent as a sales guy, so I'll put in my effort, do my thing, and then.
But do you feel like you need to be more persistent with a girl that's not giving you the
you
time
could
of day?
You could be, but it depends. You have to know when to cut the line too. So at some point, it's just like, all right, cool. You don't like me. Like I'm not gonna be paying for your bath water $15 and all that garbage.
Yeah.
Cool. You want to go for someone else? Go.
But it's always
I'm already accelerating stock. I don't care. It doesn't make no
But it's,
difference.
I guess,
to me.
female's perspective, it's always the guys that you're not interested in that don't stop chasing.
Right, because there's so many that are buying your bathwater and paying for
No.
your OnlyFans. How could a woman just wake up and just make OnlyFans and be a millionaire, whereas I gotta work at McDonald's for 30 years and have 30 grand? That's what's existing. That
Because
means this-
guys are way more sexually
it's-
driven than
right,
what
but-
women
but
are.
how many
That's
guys
not our
are
problem because you guys
buying-
are dummies
how
and you
many
guys are
guy-
driven by the pussy.
Right,
Like,
but how many guys
We
are
are.
buying for that to happen? And so then the inflated ego comes for all these women because they're like, all these guys love me. And you know what happens? They climb the ladder, they meet Tyrone smacks them down, and they go back to the bathwater guys to feel good again. Oh, you're so beautiful, you're lovely. And so she gets built back up, goes back to Tyrone, bam, right back down.
You got actually a point there, dude. You do got a point in some cases where I know someone, and when she was like in college, right, there was this dude always like worshipped her, right? Did everything for her. She never went back to him, but she would go out, have her fun with other dudes. But when she came back home, it's like, hey, can you bring me some Taco Bell? Or bring me some Subway like 2 a.m.
Which
Yeah.
is messed up.
that is.
It
That's
is.
fucked
And a
up.
lot of women do that.
But
A lot of men
it's-
do that.
It's true. We do the you up to get laid. Women
Right.
will sometimes do the you up to get Taco Bell, I guess.
That's so
Literally,
true.
though.
That's so true.
Don't talk
Yeah, but
up.
women won't go down. Women won't go down. Men will go down. Like I can.
What do you
date-
mean?
No,
Like
women
in-
go down.
No, women won't go down like that. I'm not
Yes.
talking about like going down. Like
No,
don't.
we know.
Obviously,
Yeah.
Samir, yes, no. Going down the ladder,
Yeah.
yes, they will.
There, far less women go down than men go down. Men will pretty much take quite a few levels down. Women will not take too many levels
I
down.
agree on that.
They might take one level down, or equal.
I feel they're more not so good looking dudes with hot women.
Yeah, but
Hot
what
women,
does
because
that
what are
dude
they?
do?
But also, what are
What's
they
his
offering? I
story?
agree with
Yeah.
him. There's
That doesn't matter.
That's not an average guy.
Look
Yeah.
at Pete Davidson, dude.
Yeah,
He's
that's a
not
famous
that's
but he's
guy.
charming. Okay, I'm just giving because everyone
But
knows
again, but
who
you're
he
saying
is.
he's charming, right?
He's
That
charming.
guy
He's-
has to be bringing something. It's not an
Right.
average guy. He
100%,
has to
but-
have charisma, confidence. There's
Right.
something
Yeah, he
with
dances,
that
whatever.
guy.
That's with
He read
anybody.
She Comes First, like whatever it was, like he did it.
That's with anyone, dude. You gotta be if you want a certain type of girl
You gotta
to
be.
go after. You gotta have
That's
some
what I was
charisma
trying to
and
explain
some
to him. He
confidence.
thinks that I don't think there's anything wrong with us women wanting that type of guy. Because
because there's not enough of those guys. And
well, then you guys got us hanging at a boot camp or something.
No, there's no boot camp. There's no boot camp. You gotta. But see, what happens is that's where I come back to that hypergamy. Is you start lowering your standards, right? Every woman's like trying to home run it, and like get A-Rod, and then he goes stray rod, and then you're like, what happened?
That's funny. And it's true. He's right.
hilarious.
He is right. You are right. You have, like we were talking Indian matchmaker earlier, right? You have these crazy expectations of I want blah, 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 blah. It's like a laundry list of stuff.
Right.
And, and C. Monty always got shit for the fact she's like, hey,
you're only going to get 9 out of these 12.
Yeah.
No, she was like
60,
60%.
Yeah, 60%.
And she's right. Like,
Yeah.
it's not settling. It's a compromise.
Right.
Like, can I compromise on the fact, for example, when I first met my wife, I wasn't a traveler. I hadn't taken a vacation in 5 years because I worked. And for her, traveling was huge. She did 30 countries and 30 before the age of 30.
Right.
So one of her concerns was,
Pretty
is this
impressive.
dude going to travel with me?
Right.
She opened me up and I went out and I did it, and I had a great time doing it. So you don't have to just because the person says, I don't travel right off the bat, doesn't mean you, boot him. And then now I'm stuck with a stray rod. No, it's
No, because it's true. Because what if on your list, I want someone who loves being at home. And then on her list, it was, I want someone who loves to travel.
Yep.
So where was the compromise?
But did you not?
You
that's
know?
funny because that was us.
Yeah, exactly. And
But-
so you were like,
but-
okay, I'm open to it because I enjoy this person and I think I would have a good time with this person.
Yep.
But I think ultimately what you're talking about is maturity. You
Yep.
start maturing and you start when you're in your 20s, it's like, and especially with girls in their 20s, I always reference like dumb things. I always say that's young girl game. Like you're playing the short game, you're playing young girl game. That's the 20s, that's the bullshit. When you get into your 30s, and with men
Excuses.
too. No, but it's true.
If I'm doing something,
like,
she's like, you're playing young girl game.
yeah, I always tell her, I'm like, you're playing young girl games. It's bullshit. It's
But
stupid.
women play those games until the game doesn't play them. And that's when the change happens. And that's what's whack. Because you're going to play at that point. Then you're looking for
But
the
so
usher.
do
What's wrong with
guys.
that?
They
No,
all,
no,
everyone plays
because-
until the house
No,
starts
it's
winning, and then
whack.
you're like, I'm out.
Yeah.
Like,
No.
I don't see what's wrong with
because
that.
Ushwin's not playing. Those
Ushwin
guys.
ain't playing. He's playing fucking Fortnite, dude.
Yeah.
But,
He ain't going out. He's
No,
not
but
even putting an effort to go meet
Right.
girls.
No, he's-
so we can't keep bringing up these like boring
Yeah.
dudes.
I'm looking. Yeah, I'm gonna give them. I gotta give them some love because there's too many of them. There's too
Yeah, I mean,
many of them.
we know people. We have family
Right.
members
Yeah,
like
yeah.
are the
But that's
Ushwins,
also, but
like,
you know what? For them though, maybe they're ahead of everyone else, right? Maybe they're
Where?
waiting. Maybe they're
At
maturity
Fortnite?
level. Maybe they're waiting for someone to be like, you know
That's
what?
pretty
I'm
optimistic.
done playing the game. I'm done being out there. You know what I would like is I would like somebody who's mature. I don't want the person who parties anymore. I don't want the dude who's playing. I don't want the guy who's like, let's see how drunk we can get. I want the guy who is like, you know what? Who is a homebody or who is a nice guy? Because I've been burnt because I keep on choosing douchebags.
But so
right?
so that's it right there. Every woman, if you ask them, what do you like in a man? Most women will be like, oh, I just want a nice guy who treats me right. There's hundreds and thousands of those guys, but you don't want that
No,
your
because-
actions show me
No,
you want
because
the douchebag
there's one thing with being
and you want
nice,
the
but
guy
I
who's
think
doing the nonsense.
Well, the problem is
he makes a good point.
he does, but nice
He makes a
sometimes
very
blurs
valid
into
point.
boring. It's
But-
very few guys that
Right.
are
But this
charismatic and nice.
So
Right.
you so you want the guy who has all the options to settle for you when he has all the options. Again, supply and demand. If I have a bunch of demand, why would I supply just one demand? I'm gonna supply all the demanders. Like here's a little for you, a little bit for you, a little bit for you,
So
and
a
a little bit
player.
for you.
Yeah.
No, but that's anyone. I'm just saying anyone would do that, right? And in business, same thing. It happens across the board. If you have a lot of demand for one supply, look what happened to Apple. Every phone's $1,500. Every motherfucker out there pays $1,500. Yet they can't pay the rent. They're getting evicted. Their car's getting repoed,
Yeah.
but they pay $1,500.
Right.
So it's the same shit. The same exact concept, and that's the problem.
See, but
right
again,
there.
that goes back to my point of maturity because
Maturity
if
doesn't matter,
Yes,
'cause
it does
it's all
because
economics.
no, it's
100%
maturity
matters.
because it 100%
Maturity
matters.
matters
Because
when
you know
the
what?
wall comes. When the wall comes, maturity matters.
Because you know what happens is you start realizing that the reason why you are dating douchebags it's because of your own internal issues, and what you consider boring is actually stability. And actually, if you start going to therapy and talking to a psychologist, people will tell you that the reason why you go after the fun is because chaos feels comfortable to you because of your
Sure,
childhood
fine,
bullshit
sure.
and you haven't dealt with that. And then
Okay.
when you meet someone who is nice and kind and stable, you're like, oh my God, this is boring. And it's like, no, bitch, you're so used to chaos and you haven't dealt with your trauma that this is why you keep on rejecting that. So actually, again, it always comes back to maturity, and it always comes back to like you doing work on yourself and understanding that boring does not, or nice does not equal boring. Boring is actually safe and consistent and mature and healthy.
Logically, you speak facts. Eloquently, just beautiful. I love what I heard. In fact, I need to put that in one of my raps.
Yeah.
But emotionally, let's go there. That's a different story.
Exactly, but that's
emotionally,
why
when
they
a woman,
haven't dealt with that.
It doesn't matter if they dealt with it. When a woman just hear emotionally, that's the problem. There needs to be some action. Like you said, the chaos needs to feel a little bit of this. Because women need to feel. Like guys, we don't need to feel. We're like if we're getting, some dome or something, we'll feel that. But we're dude. Women need to feel different. They need to feel here a little bit. Because, you ask for a woman for a story. It's like, oh, and then Jessica slapped me. It's like, but I felt like this in the moment. And like, because of this, you tell a guy the story. It's like, yeah, Jessica slapped me and we all broke out. We ran. Or the shots came out. We ran. Yeah. Like, whatever. That's the end of the story. Nobody asks like, oh, but I felt the bullets and they hurt.
Yeah. No, it's true. We do have to feel.
Right.
Well, because
there's got to be some level of excitement.
Well,
the
there has to
unpredictability.
be, yes, but again, it's because it also makes us, and I think with a lot of women, it makes you feel like fun and desired and wanted, and it's also again an immaturity because of what you think this is supposed to look like.
But it doesn't go away. It is an immaturity, but it exists and it doesn't stop existing.
No, but it does stop existing to a point. That's when you start getting what you're talking about is diminishing returns. But what it really is someone's actually realized, oh, you know what? Like I'm a fucking idiot. I've based all of my relationships off of Disney movies, rom-coms, like everything that I've seen in society, celebrities. Because as women, that's what we're told. Like we're told that this is
that different. We're told to rescue these women. So I don't know. There's this
thing. But there's way far more. If you look at a man who's a bachelor in his 50s or 60s, he's a bachelor. What do you call a woman? You call her a spinster.
But that's what I said.
Like
it's
that's
different.
the difference.
It's
yeah, a hag. She's like
100%.
right. Whereas a man, he can age and suave, and he's just like a gentleman. Right. Whereas you have this woman, she's like, oh, she's an old lady.
And vice versa. What do you call a man in his 20s? A boy and a woman in her 20s is getting invited to the tables and bottles. So you had your time, and you blew it how you blew it.
You have an expiration date. Yeah. Women probably have a much smaller expiration date.
Switching.
But your peak is high, because even that guy at 50, 60, it took him 30 years of work, listening to his boss bitch and moan at him. Hey, Steve, get in here, clean my shoes, wash the table, sell $1 million. He did that for 30 years. He does deserve that at 50 and 60 to be wine, because he went through all that bullshit. You as a woman at 20 walk in off the stage with no skills, no talent, nothing. You just had the V-box, you walked in, you're already on the table, already in the spotlight, already with the hot shots. That's a big difference and a big advantage. You didn't have to work for anything. You just rolled right in. You could have just come out of bed, threw a little makeup on, game on.
That's
but that's so temporary, dude.
Men are women to.
It's so temporary. Like
that's what
that
you
window
get.
is so
and within
short.
That
window is way
shorter. It's not that short.
No,
it's not that short.
And they get disposed
real quick. 35.
No.
Yes, it's disposed.
They get
super
disposed
quick.
because they're all shooting for the same 5% again. That's where you have to be smart as a woman. Decide, okay, cool. Here's my time. I know some women that married some good men in that prime. They were smart. They took their time. They realized where they were and they locked down some men. Done. Smart women do that.
That's what I'm saying.
Women
Smart, mature, right?
They're not mature. They just recognized what was going on.
So they were intelligent. They
whatever
were
it was, whatever the reason was, because other women recognize it too, but because they get so much inflated ego, they don't recognize it.
Yeah, but the thing
is, and they dump what's in front of them that's good, only to 10 years later be like, we're not
but there's also this societal pressure that like you're never
There's
gonna
no
look.
pressure.
Yes, there is. You're never gonna look. You're never going to look better than you do right now. Go get it. You go get yours. You go flaunt your body. You go do whatever you want. Like,
and
you
if they tell you to
this,
jump off
blah,
a cliff
blah, blah.
and do all that, you're going to do that too?
That's what society... Are you kidding me? Look at the fashion industry, multi-billion-dollar industry, beauty, billion-dollar industry. That is all supported by women. That is women. So
but men are running it though.
Yeah, exactly.
Men are the CEOs.
but this is what I'm saying though. Like actually, like I think for a long time, one of the owners of Estee Lauder was a man, and he owns so many of like other umbrella companies.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is that we are told this is what we're supposed to go do in our 20s. We're supposed to go do this. Like we're supposed to, this is the best you're going to look. Go live your life because after 30,
through
you
college,
look
do it.
awful.
And
No
then
man's going
20
to want you. That's another key.
So
no
knowing
man
that,
is
wouldn't
going
you
to
do
want
something
you.
different if you know that? Like I understand from 18, really from 16. At 16, a woman is like, in high school, you go at 16, it starts popping off. Guys are giving you gifts. Guys are hitting you up. You're getting taken. The guy who has the car in high school, he wants to take you for a ride. You're already winning from there. I'm over there walking to Taco Bell. You're driving right past my ass. So you're already winning from there. And you have until about 25 to learn all these experiences. By 25, you should have had all these experiences because you went through college. You're getting hit on all the time. Like, how do you not have these experiences? You have John, Jick, Jam, whatever, Ushwin's brother. All these guys are hitting you
But just because
up.
you're getting hit on doesn't mean you necessarily want
No,
them.
no, but I'm
doesn't
not
mean
saying
you're
you
winning.
want them.
Yeah, it doesn't
but
mean
I'm
you're
saying you had
winning.
time to learn all the things
You
you're saying.
maybe had 15
So by-
years. You have from 15
by-
to 30. That is your window.
No,
For
no,
a man,
but-
from 30 until he's dead, is
No,
he
no,
fine?
not all men at all. Definitely not.
Bullshit.
call it
More
majority.
men than women. High
yes.
majority.
It's
The
not the
percentage, no, is way off between men and women. We have 15
How many men are going to be
years.
single
even
to
15 years.
How many men
15
are
to 30. That is
I don't
it.
even
How many
think that- I
men
would
are
think
actually
like 20 to
single to
30.
50 and 60? That already eliminates what you're saying. Most men are shackled up. Are you shackled up? That's what I thought.
No, but
Are
if
you
he
shackled?
wasn't, how old are you?
I'm 38 now.
Okay, I'm 36. So if he wasn't,
If is the
it
key
would, no,
word in
if
this whole statement.
If he wasn't, nobody would be going up to him. Maybe culturally, like maybe like aunts and grandparents, but nobody really friend group would be going up to him and being like, "Dude, when are you going to settle
Dude,
down?
I'd be
Like,
slaying
are you
that
doing
ass
this?"
if
Right.
at this age
You
if
would
I'm
be
single.
living your
Let's be
fucking
real.
Right, but
life.
making more
Whereas
money.
me,
It's
30,
irrelevant
no,
because
it
there's not that
isn't.
many guys that are going to 50. You're putting this hypothetical that barely exists. Like 50, 60. How many guys are single to 50, 60? Like, do you know any? Because I don't.
I do.
You know
There-
what?
there's-
You know
that
what?
we're not
No,
married.
I know.
Yeah, you know one.
No,
there you go.
I'm still on the dating apps, and I see many men in their
Right,
40s
but were they
and
previously
50s.
married?
So your filter goes up to 50-year-olds.
Seriously, it does. I'm 36,
Look,
man.
look.
Like, and I'm also very mature. So
All I'm saying is those guys were probably previously married. Show me a single guy who's been through that point and just was running single all the way through.
I do know somebody who does.
Yeah, you know
And nobody-
somebody, but not majority.
It doesn't matter.
It
Like
does.
it,
You're
no,
bringing out
because
a
I'm
small
talking.
sample.
Again, you want to talk about small sample? That's what you've been doing this entire time
No,
with
I'm
your
bringing up the big sample.
Yeah,
you
dude.
know,
I'm bringing up the big sample.
0.001.
You do make a lot of valid points, but I think the window is small. Are women
Yes.
winning in the dating game? Yes, from a certain age to a certain age.
Yeah, but that's your time to take advantage. And if you don't, that's your fault. Don't come griping
But you can't.
later.
How do you? But this is also the dumbest thing to be telling somebody. Like at 25, lock it down.
Yeah, I
that is like the
agree.
stupidest
That's
thing.
not the stupidest
That
thing.
is the
No, it
dumbest
is.
thing.
you
What
could
I
ask
wanted
me
at
No.
25 is not what I want at
yeah.
30.
Oh God.
I can ask a lot of smart women that did do that at 25 now at 35, and they'd be like, best decision I made.
Hell,
That
what
is
I-
a
no,
very
no.
small
What I wanted
percentage.
3 years ago is clearly not even what I want
Yeah,
now.
at 35.
Yeah,
Yeah, and then
because-
guess who the husbands are at 45 because they're all divorced because they got married at
Look,
25.
Yeah. How about all the friends that we know of my friends that got
Which
married
friends?
at 25 that are all divorced now?
Right.
What friends?
I'm not gonna put in names.
yeah,
you know, like 3
obviously.
of my friends that are divorced.
Yeah, but divorce is normal because all women and
But that got married in their mid-
Mid
20s.
20s because they're
I'm
again,
not
they
saying
also,
a woman 25 should marry a guy in his mid 20s. A woman that's 25 should marry a guy in his 30s. That's the trajectory. If you really want, if you're serious about it, look, anyone who's serious about anything makes it work. You're serious about showing up to the podcast. You're here every Monday, right?
Yeah.
You're serious about whatever you're serious about in life. You make it happen.
But that's
At
not that's
25
beyond your control.
I
No,
agree. That
it's
is beyond
not.
your control.
That's beyond your
How is
control.
it? What?
Also, a 35-year-old man and a 25-year-old
That's-
I didn't
woman.
say 35. I
Oh
said
my
in their
God.
30s. I said in their 30s. I didn't say 35. You said 35.
That isn't
Even,
their
but
thing.
even 30, like 30 to 25, like again, you have somebody here who's like at 35, then I
That's
was
your
ready to
window.
start getting
That's what I'm saying.
starting to get
Again,
married.
I didn't make the game. I'm just pointing out what the game
I
shows.
don't think it's your window at all because you're also forgetting that girls are way more career driven and ambitious than they were back in the day. So a lot
By
of
choice.
these women
That's
are focusing on their career and goals and
choice.
not
Part
marriage.
of
Is
You
the
make it
not.
sound like a bad
Yeah.
choice.
Yeah, marriage
Yeah.
is
Just
not
I'm
Why
not
you
saying
make
the
it
one
a
number one
choice?
priority.
That's your choice, though.
If women today, they're more career driven, like, I mean, it's totally different, dude. They don't want to be a stay-at-home mom for the most
Okay,
part. They want to grow
Right.
their career.
So every
and
decision
people are getting
has
married
an
later.
opportunity cost, and that's the opportunity cost
What's
you
the
take.
opportunity?
No,
the
there's
fact that
so
you lost
many-
out on a couple dudes?
Yeah, there's so
Maybe.
many.
I don't
No,
know.
there's
I
so
don't-
many
can't speak to it. I'm
females
not a
that
woman. I'm just saying
There's-
that's
that are
the
getting
opportunity.
married in their
appreciate a
30s.
woman who's driven because you know what?
Agree.
Yeah.
If I had, for me,
I'm not saying I don't
if my
appreciate
wife,
it.
hold on one second, if my wife was a stay-at-home mom, and didn't work and depended on me for everything, bro, I would walk all over her, dude.
Right.
I would own that fucking house. I would own that relationship. I'll do whatever the hell I want because I know what the hell she's gonna do without me.
Yeah, because it's my money.
But I know she works. Shit, my wife makes more money than I do right now.
But at some
I'm
point,
the Ushwin in this goddamn relationship.
all right, you stepped up.
I am the Ushwin. She makes more money than me. She challenges me on my shit. Like,
Okay.
and that's for me. That's the type of woman that I need, and I think a lot of men need that shit because I think a lot of men
But that
walk all over
situation's
the
rare.
women.
I think there's not as many women making more than men. Plus, when a woman gives birth and starts taking care of the kids, you already move into that naturally. Like if I'm with a woman and we get
Why
married
can't
and
it be
stuff,
both of us taking care of the kids?
we
Right.
can, but I can't breastfeed the kid. I
No,
can't.
but it's
Okay,
not only
you're getting
that.
technical with it, dude.
Yeah, that's
like,
only that
that's-
thing.
The bond between a mother and child is way different than the bond between father
Yeah,
and child.
when we were growing up, because the dads always left, barely
no,
were
but
there.
in general,
but
the
equal.
child came out of the woman. It's
So?
a different
But what
bond.
does that have to do with anything?
It's a different bond.
It's a
I don't
different
think
bond,
so.
but it doesn't
It
make
is
it any
to a
less
certain
than.
degree.
I agree.
I'm not saying it's less than, it's just a different bond where the mother.
But what does that
to
have to
me,
do with anything,
The mother's
though?
gonna be, to me, the mother's gonna be a lot more. It has to be there more than the father has to be there. That's what I'm saying. For at least for the first 5
No,
years.
I think it's just because of societal norms. That's
I
what
agree
we've been
because
trained
I
to
have
do.
friends
I
that
don't-
she's working and he's at home with
Home.
the baby.
Yeah.
Because he works from home.
Yeah.
Is the mom going to do more with the kid? Abso-freaking-lutely.
Yeah. Oh,
It's a
let's
motherly
not
bond.
discount
That's 100%.
moms 100%.
And let's not discount the dads either. We're
Exactly.
going to do up to our capacity.
Right.
Most guys, we're fucking idiots. Let's be real. Like we don't have those.
Well, that's
and
the other
parents,
end of it.
like,
Yeah,
the
right.
maternal
That's
but
the
we're
other
going to
part.
try.
kicks
In my
in.
household, I cook, right? Traditionally, women cook, right? So
Mm-hmm.
in some people's eyes, you'd be like, wow, you a bitch. I'm not. I'm taking care of my woman. I'm going to take care of my kids, and I'm taking care of our house.
And
you know what I'm
that's a
saying?
man.
Like that's the thing. It's a partnership,
That
dude.
is a man.
She'll do laundry. I take out the trash. I cook. Like it's
Yeah,
a
'cause it's a
partnership.
partnership.
That's the way
Because
it
it's
should be.
your home.
Things
It's
aren't-
your home
yeah.
together.
Exactly.
It's not one or the other. And again, it's
But
not
would you
based on
say
this
that's the
antiquated
norm
view.
or that's rare?
I can't.
I think it's
Based
starting
on
to
my
become-
friends group, because it depends. You
Or
keep
just
bringing
what
up.
you hear,
one
whatever.
second. You bring up like. What do you call it? Gas station attendant, stuff like that.
That's right.
Let's be real. The places that we go to, the places that we dine at, most likely we're not going to run into that type of
No,
individual.
that's places you dine at.
Same with you. You like, come on.
I like the top, but I also
Yeah, what-
messed
where-
with
are
the
you
bottom.
Yeah,
joking?
we're gonna go to
Everyone
street food and stuff
does.
like that, but
Yeah,
you're not
you-
For
picking
the
up
norm,
women.
There's not one
bullshit.
person you can
At a
ask out
food
there that
truck.
wants the top. I
No,
like the
but-
top, but I
I'm
also
sorry,
mess
you're
with the
not-
When's
bottom.
the last time you hit on a girl at fucking
No,
Taco
he's
Bell?
no less.
Oh, I've done
he
it.
he's can be bougie as hell.
Yeah, of course he can.
I didn't say
So-
I
Of
couldn't.
course he can.
This is what I'm trying to. My point is, so the people, my friends, are within that same kind of realm
like
as we are.
socioeconomic
Yes.
type of
Yeah.
level.
Exactly.
Yes.
And most of the men that I know, they pitch in. It's a partnership. If you can't cook, I'm going to do the cleaning. I'm going to do other stuff around the house, maybe more man stuff, right? Like at our home, I'm the cook. At my friend's home, he's the cook. Another one, the wife does the cooking, but he handles all like the man stuff, like cleans up and does all like the
Manual
hammers.
labor or anything.
Yes.
But that's
it's
a small percentage of
partnership.
the U.S. population.
No, I
I
think that's how our generation is
I
because
think-
our
Right.
generation is breaking
You're
the
looking-
norm.
Let me
his
give you my
traveling
story real quick. Let me
experience
give you a
was?
story. I was like you, right? I wanted to be in
He
a
very much
committed relationship. I was 100%
like him.
thought process, everything. You know what I did? I took a year off from dating. I went to therapy, found myself.
Yes.
Figured out who I am, where my insecurities lie, why do they happen? And that was eye-opening for me. And then I was truly ready because I was in love with myself. I was
Yes.
confident in myself where I was like, you know what? I want to bring that to someone else too. And that is when I found out at like 33 years old that I was finally ready. I thought I would be married at 25,
Yeah.
but I wasn't mentally ready. I had this idea of who I thought I should be. I wanted to be Ryan Gosling. I wanted to be Donald Draper. I wanted to
Who
be.
the hell's Donald Draper?
Yeah,
Donald Draper,
Mad
Mad
Men.
Men.
But the thing is, you know who I didn't want to be? Me. I had
Mm.
this facade, this mask. I had a
That's
nice
good.
car. I had a nice apartment. I wore a suit to take out the fucking trash because I
I did
wanted
that in my
people to
20s.
see me
'Cause you
this
never
way.
know.
I did it in my 20s.
Yeah,
though.
wanted
I already
people to
did
because
all
you
see
are
me this
wanting
way.
somebody to see you a certain way, which is an insecurity. It's
Thank you.
projecting.
Nailed it. So I'm not telling you as a doctor or anything, whatever, dude.
It's okay. It's
Find
unlicensed
yourself.
therapy here.
You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes it's good to get to talk to
I would
someone else
disagree.
and find yourself.
I would disagree.
Hey, and that's cool. Everyone is entitled to their opinion, right,
Right.
Jackie? We're all entitled to the opinion.
That's right.
I'm just giving you from my life experience. She's giving you from her experience as well. And
Okay,
there we are.
this needs a part 3. We're just gonna keep going.
The moral is that at the end of the day, there's one thing that matters, and what I say is correct, and what they say is wrong. Also, my name is Majules on the streets. For raps, let me know if you want to be in my tracks. A lot of production, everything's taken care of.
Can
let
we
me
get
know.
the closing music
Yeah,
going
can
now?
we get the
Yeah,
closing?
can we
Get him off the
Oscar?
stage.
Yes.
Get him off
the
the
giant
stage.
hook.
Jealous because
To
there's no
me,
talent.
where we're at
no
is
talent.
Women
That's
are
what it
winning in a
is.
certain age bracket. Men are winning in a certain age bracket. There's always going to be winners and losers here, and it just
But
depends
there's
on where
more
you're at in
women.
life.
And-
Your
My
maturity.
thing
More
is
women are winning.
No,
at the end
my
of the
thing
day.
is I don't believe in this age bracket because I think our generation's evolved and women are focused on other things than getting married. And
Yeah,
that's
they
why
are.
they are getting
Cool.
married.
The
later.
rise of the alpha, which I kind of hate that term, but the
Incorrect.
alpha
It is
female,
incorrect.
Ranger,
which-
appreciate you.
And I like this little turntable. Round table thing. What's your take on kind
Oh
of like the summary
gosh,
for you?
I think I agree that between a certain age bracket, women win, but ultimately, I think it always comes down to character maturity. And if you actually care enough to go to therapy and get some self-realization, that's really where it all stems from.
Yeah.
Maturity is
There's
a big one.
It's maturity, and it's also just getting handle of your childhood trauma and your bullshit.
100%.
Well, I think there's just too much insecurity.
And that's where a lot of insecurities
It's
always
stemming
stem
from a
from.
lot
And
of
then this
people.
is why you make
Abundance,
decisions.
That's what it is.
Abundance of what?
Abundance.
Self-awareness,
of
my friend.
everything.
It's
Abundance
good to
of
have good to
everything.
be self-aware.
All right, everyone. This concludes part 2, which another part
Another
3 would be
victory in
coming.
my
Of
corner.
winners and
Appreciate
losers.
you all.
October will be part
Keep
3.
shooting those
Next one, we're gonna
comments
start
my
throwing
way.
chairs at each other.
October.
Yeah.
Shout out to
We're gonna have to make this a series.
I
We
see
are.
you.
Thank you to our friends of the pod, Amit and Samir. We'll have them on again. It was great to have
Love
you
to.
guys.
Thanks
Love
for
the
having
talk,
me.
love the banter. And we'll see you guys next time.
We'll see you live from Italy.
Bye.
Don Sog.